Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Mind, episode number 18, where I get to interview every single member of the Hardcore Sports Network. And honestly, I've been looking forward to this one for like a while now. This is my brother from another mother, play-by-play with JJ. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. You know, the grind, the Phillies just won. You told me that it was just like the
Yep.
best game. And yeah, really quick before we get into this, shout out to my guy London for the intro again. I feel like every time I play that, I got to shout him out. Great work. And I'm proud of all of your success, bro. Like, seriously, me and you talk all the time, but not like that. So, proud of you, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I
Of
really
course,
do.
of course. Hey, if you guys want some Phillies content, you guys know where to go. And honestly, I gotta bring this up now
Go for it.
because when me and you, I think I was live. I forget who I was with, and I was like, "Oh, my guys know baseball, like really know it." And you were like, "Wait, who are these guys, man? They know this
Yeah,
more
of
than me."
course.
I'm like, "Yeah, I still got to talk to you about that." Like,
Go
but
for it.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, let's get right into it, bro.
Yep.
Yep. How'd you become a content creator? I know this story. The people don't.
Yeah. I I after I graduated from Rowan University, that's where I graduated from. That's my alma mater. I was a sports communication and media major. I interned at NFL Films, and
Yeah.
as much as I enjoyed the internship, while I was there, I was like, I miss putting on the headsets. I really do. So I went to school for broadcasting. I got a really cool internship with the Delaware Bluecoats and the Wilmington Blue Rocks, who were minor
Yeah.
league teams for the MILB and also for the Delaware Bluecoats, or sorry, and also for the 76ers. So,
Hmm.
um, anyhow, I got to broadcast with them while I was in college, and that was really cool. But I went back to a networking event at Rowan, and the guy that was there, his name is Scott Fransky. He's the Phillies radio play-by-play announcer. He was like, "Well, with all due respect, like you've called games. How many games did you do play-by-play for a week?" And I said, like 1 to 2, and he said 1 to 2. You got to get reps. If you want to do this, you got to do this like almost every single day. And so it made me believe, I reached out to a lot of people, and networking is really important. But I thought, if I'm just reaching out to people, I'm just all talk. And that's like, I have to back that up somehow. So I started this YouTube channel just because I originally wanted to get reps. And then that led to branding myself, and it's made a monster out of me for 18 months.
18 months. It feels like you just started, man. It
18
honestly
months.
feels like you just started. The fact it's 18 to 19 months already. Oh my
Yep.
God.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
How many Phillies games have you called this year?
Uh, Great question. So if they've played 80 games, I think I've done about I've done
It's gotta be more than
close
that.
to 60. Close to 60. So
Okay.
I did
Okay.
127 of the 162 last year.
Oh my
So
God. I don't know how you do it,
plus
dude.
the playoffs. Plus the
I,
playoffs.
I don't know how you do it because, dude, my voice will be shot after like 2 or 3 games. My voice will be shot. I don't know how you
Well,
do.
see, the thing is that for baseball, like it's not like basketball or hockey or football, like where you're constantly just like raising your voice, unless there's like obviously there's games where they score 10 runs and it's a lot more on the vocal cords. But baseball is more of a slower paced, it's
Yeah.
more of like a natural type of type of a thing. Whereas in basketball, there's just constant action. and the peaks and the valleys are just high and low. So, yeah, that's how it is.
Yep, that is true, Arco. That is true. Now, your favorite part about being a content creator?
I like how I can interact with people as I do this. I
Yeah.
think that's what makes this really, really unique. Sometimes, it's a balance. You got to look at the chat a little bit. You can't look at it too much. You have to figure out like where you're where it is acceptable to look, where it's and then where you have to do the play by play. So that's definitely been a challenge for me, but it's also been my favorite part about this as well.
Yeah. Right, right. I mean, look at all the people that you and I have met that we talk about all the time. Like,
That's right.
I agree with that. Now, your least favorite part?
My least favorite part, dealing with the Negadolphians.
That's me. I'll admit, that's me.
That's my least favorite part. But
Really?
it also, at the same time, you know what it tells me, though, at the same time? It tells me that I'm doing my job. It really does, because the more Negadolphians I get in the chat, that means the more eyeballs I'm getting. So.
And then Arku go dealing with trolls. Wouldn't that be one of them as well?
Of course. Yeah.
You don't really get trolls, do you?
I get some trolls. I get some, for sure.
Hey, what is up, man? Thank you for stopping by,
What's up, Denbrew? Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Really do. And for the people that don't know, how to become a member of Hardcore Sports, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, so I have a friend from home. His name is Mitch Kofsky. And I've reached out to him. I told him that I'm doing YouTube now, and he was like, you should become a member. And for months, people don't know this. For months, you were like, you should join. You should join, and you were really patient. You were very, very patient, and I really appreciated that.
Of course.
I was trying to find my way, and I didn't really know like what to expect and what to do. So once I let things marinate, I was like, okay, I'm ready. So
yeah,
I appreciate that.
I really like your play-by-play. So yeah, we all do, man. We all do. Now, what's your favorite part being involved in the Hardcore Sports Network?
I like how it's more of a brotherhood. I think that that's what's really cool, is that there's definitely a bond that everybody has towards one another. And it's not necessarily like, people will hop into your streams and be like, hey, like, what's up? And it's more so of like a friendly type of a thing. Like, it's a very open, friendly type of an atmosphere. And I really do appreciate that.
I mean, look, you got close with a certain someone who sucks at Fall Guys. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But
middle.
He's actually listening to this right now as he's working.
Sure he is.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I actually talked to him earlier on today. He called me around 8 o'clock by accident. So I'm like, I'll talk to him later. But yeah. So exactly, that was the whole point of Hardcore Sports. They're trying to bring people together, positivity, just helping each other out. And so that is the whole point. And our leader of the division, Earl Cole. What is up, Earl? He wants to know what's your favorite kind of music and food.
Oh, man. I don't really have a favorite type of music. I like to listen to all different types, but I will tell you that my favorite band of all time is the Beatles. So I love the Beatles. And then my favorite type of food, bro, I'm a simple man. I got to go with the mac and cheese.
Really?
Mac and cheese is my favorite. Oh, it's always been my favorite.
I honestly thought, like, no joke, I honestly thought it was chicken. I don't know
No.
why. I just thought it was
Nah.
chicken.
It is. Nah, it's mac and cheese any day.
Again, mac and cheese from Denver. Yep. So
Heck
he
yeah.
knows it.
I'm
Earl
a
saying
simple
hi.
man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. And something that we may not know about you. Try to give me something that I don't know. I actually want to see.
I can do SpongeBob impersonations.
I knew that one.
Yeah,
knew that one.
I can. I can do SpongeBob impersonations.
Lost their mac and cheese. Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good one because whenever we go out, he does, and I can't stop laughing. Like I can't. Like, dude, he knows me. Like, there's actually a new SpongeBob movie coming out on Netflix.
Really?
I think it's out now or something. But yeah, we need that in a home run call.
Yeah, I've been saving that for a little bit of time.
Can you imagine if you actually did that when Trey Turner hit the grand slam?
I know. I actually added people. My people don't know this because I like to keep surprises, but I
Yeah.
did add some voice filters and stuff. That was one thing that I did a couple of days ago. I've been trying to
really?
add some more things to my channel just to spice things up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting to try that out.
Mhm.
Please go like and subscribe to my channel. And then you have the Alvin and the Chipmunks one. That one's a good one.
Yeah, you're not a mac and cheese guy, Arku? Come on, man. How can you not be a mac and cheese guy? Anyway, favorite memory of your favorite sports teams? It could be any of the Philadelphia teams, man. Or Patriots, because I know the Patriots are there as well.
My favorite memory is when Tyrese Maxey scored 7 points in 20 seconds. Really?
Oh, really?
That was my favorite because I remember being on here and I said to everybody, it's not over. And I still hung on to what I said. And just seeing Spike Lee and seeing all these other celebrities going onto the court with 20 seconds left, boy, was that really awesome. It was so freaking cool. And just to be able to call his 3/4 court shot to send it into overtime, I was like, this is Reggie Miller 2.0. And that was my favorite because I got to be on here. I was so shocked and nobody expected that. And that was my favorite call.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what my favorite sports memory is for the Philadelphia? It's not Sixers. It's not. It's 4th and 26.
Really?
I was there. So it's just yeah.
That's really cool.
Whenever someone says to ask me,
That's
I'm
really
like,
cool.
4th and 26. And it's not because the guy's last name was Mitchell. That has nothing to do with it as well.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with it.
I mean, there's a lot of really good memories though. I was at Joel Embiid's 70-point game for $20. That was,
yeah, I thought you were going to go with that.
That was legendary. I mean, obviously, going to the World Series back in 2008 and even in the NLCS back in 2022 when they were down 4-0, and then my phone goes off and it was telling me that I'm going to go deaf after Rhys Hoskins hit a 2-run homer. All that stuff was really cool. But my favorite, just because I got to share it on here with so many people, was Tyrese Maxey's 7 points.
Yeah. So, yep. And honestly, can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that at all. So,
No.
And actually, what are your top 5 Phillies players of all time? Let's go with Phillies because that's your main sport.
All right, top 5 Phillies players of all time?
Yep.
Wait. So are these the guys that I think are the best Phillies of all time, or is it the top 5 best that I've seen?
It's your opinion. Whatever you want to go with, whatever you've seen or haven't, it's your opinion.
I'll go by top 5 that I've seen.
That works.
I'm gonna go with. This is gonna be tough. I'm gonna go with Chase Utley. This is in no particular order.
That was actually my favorite of all time. So there
Yeah.
you go.
I'm gonna go with the man himself as number 1. I'm gonna go with the big piece as number 2, Ryan
Okay.
Howard.
Yeah.
And then I'll go with Roy Halladay as number 3.
Wow. Okay.
Number 4, I gotta go with J-Roll.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper cracking a 5. No Cole Ham. Again, Arku, this is top 5. We're not going to be here and do top 10 or top 20.
Cole Hamels is not in my top 5.
Nah. You know who I thought would be in your top 5? Cliff Lee.
Cliff Lee's in my top 15.
Yeah.
He is.
So, really quick, guys, before we get on to the next one, this is your time to ask JJ some questions. So, as we're getting
You want to know my
questions
top
from-
5 favorite Eagles?
Go for it.
Okay. My top 5 Eagles players. I'm gonna go with B-Doc as number 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
These are just guys that I've seen.
Yep.
So B-Doc is number 1. Number 2 is Jason Kelsey. Obviously, I got to put him in my top 5.
He's going to be in everyone's top 5 now.
Yeah. Number 3. See, this is where it gets interesting because I could go with Michael Vick.
Ooh.
I think I am actually going to do that. And then number 4 to me is LaShawn McCoy. And number
Okay.
5, I got to go with Zach Ertz.
Really?
Zach
Okay.
Ertz is in my top 5.
Yep. I respect that. So, as we're waiting for the chat here, this is where I get JJ's pick. So, this will be for the next episode of Inside the Mind. So, just pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Because for the next guest, like, you were number 3. And
Okay.
3 got the most votes. So, yep. So, you pick a number, 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Okay. Alrighty then.
3.
That's easy. And your vote counts as mine. So,
There we go.
all right.
Love
so right now, 3's in the lead. So you guys can actually vote on the Hardcore Sports Network community tab. It is right there for the next Inside the Mind guest. And we got right here from RQ, which Philly sports team frustrates you the most?
You're going to be surprised about this, but I'm frustrated with the Flyers.
I'm not surprised. Like, literally, I am not.
I mean, like people would think like that the Sixers would frustrate me the most. No, it's the Flyers because I just want them to be good again.
Yeah.
And finally, like they're heading in the right direction, but I want them to be at the top of their game. So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
that's how I feel.
And who's your favorite Pittsburgh Steeler of all time? Because he's a Steelers fan. Dang it, Blaze.
You know, before the helmet stuff came out, Antonio Brown.
Really? Oh.
I did. I really liked Antonio Brown. So I like
Great interview. Thank you, Earl. Halftime went off on the Flyers. Halftime goes off on everything. Can we just be honest here? I just love when people go, oh, he goes off on the Phillies, Flyers. He goes off on everything. That's his stick.
I love listening to him rant.
JJ, if you could change one thing in sports to make it better, what would that one thing be? That's a good
That's a
one,
good one.
Blaze.
That's
Wow.
a really good one. If I could change one thing about sports, I would change the way that we perceive minorities, I would say. I mean, like I know that we're in an age where it is becoming like more acceptable to talk about race and talk about gender, but I would really like to live in a world where none of those things were a factor. And it was just based off of talent, whether it's in the broadcast booth, whether it's on the field. If you're good at something, you're good. Or even if it's in like the front office or behind the scenes, that's the one thing I would change about sports.
That I cannot say anything else, but I agree with Denbro here. That's one not 100. I'm gonna go 1,000. I'm gonna go
I like that.
1,000%. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So, yep. One last question, and then we are done. What advice would you give new content creators?
You know, the one thing that I love about this is that every day I'm always learning something new, whether it's with dealing with OBS from a technical perspective, whether it's from a content-based creativity standpoint about figuring out what my audience wants. Um, the advice that I would give to a content creator is to never be afraid to try new things. And
Right.
when you're just starting out, you got to just do it. You know, like if this is what you want to do, you just do it. Like don't let anybody stop you. And if you keep going, the more people that give you praise and the more people that also give you backlash means that you're doing something right because you're doing it. And so I think it's important overall to just not get caught up into the heat of things, but just to remember that at the end of the day, you're doing this for entertainment purposes.
And you know what mine is? I say this in every single episode. So when someone interviews me at the end, they will know my answer. So I'll be like, go back. Have thick skin. Thick skin
Yeah,
is my number one because there's people out
thick
there.
skin.
I don't know if you guys know this YouTuber named Sketch at all and what he's going through. I'm not going through that. But I'm just saying people can just like dig in here and just ruin your day. So I'm just like, have thick skin.
I
That's my
think that
number
it's
one thing.
also like just to kind of piggyback off of that too. I think it's also like really important to realize you you know the you have to remember at the end of the day, okay, what what are your customers' needs? Like what does your community want from you? And sometimes I struggle with this because sometimes when I'm doing my play by plays or even if I'm doing my pods, I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, maybe I should tone it down a little bit with doing the play by play and focus a little bit more on the community. And then sometimes it's like, well, sometimes I think I got to do the opposite. But at the end of the day, what's really important is for you to just be yourself and people can tell you, "Oh, like maybe you should add this, maybe you should add that or like can I get some you know, can I get a little bit of this?" At the end of the day, you're doing a job and you're there to entertain people and people will always I'm always open for advice. Like Denbrew can even tell you in my chat, I'm always looking to get better but you take it with a grain of salt. And then if there's something that you feel like that is applicable for you that somebody does say, then you use it. But don't just feel like that you're being stirred in different directions just because of what one person has to say.
Yeah, that is perfect. I could not have said that any better. Obviously, because I can't say that any better than that. So, just really quick, guys, really quick. If you guys haven't yet, I'm pretty sure everyone in here has. Please subscribe to my guy, JJ. He's on the road to
You know,
4,000 subs. Make sure you hit that. Yeah.
you know, I was gonna say, uh, the other thing I wanted to point out too is
Yeah.
that not all of this is flowers and roses. You know, from a realistic standpoint, there are times where I felt like I wanted to stop. There were times where I felt
Oh
like I
my
was
God.
doing a
Yeah.
little bit too much. And I want people to understand, you know, that there's a human side of this too. And it's
Yeah.
really important to take care of your mental health and to be willing to step away when you have to do that. And sometimes, like by stepping away, it's maybe just for 2 days. So it's I've gotten to the point now like where at times I've built something that's really really cool, and you know if I have to take a little break, if I have to take a day off, you know before it was like a bigger deal. Now to me it's not as much of a big deal because I've earned the
Right.
respect from my audience, and I always thought, well, you know I have to do almost every single game and I got to put out as much podcasting content as I can. And I see that, I've built up a reputation where I don't really have to necessarily do that. And it's important to be able to just take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And always remember at the end of the day that you have really good support systems.
Yes. Why do you think I kept on telling you about Hardcore Sports? Because now we have the people who are always there for you, always rock, always support everybody, share at the tweets, posts, or whatever. That is the main reason why AK and I, and I'll throw my buddy Tyler a nugget here, Tyler. This is why we built this. This is why. So, burnout, exactly. Yep. I told him before.
Burnout is real.
I told him before. Take as much time as you need off. Because Phillies are the high right now. They're the high.
Oh yeah.
And the
other thing I'll say too is that you can always say to yourself, I can always be better. I can make more YouTube shorts. I can post more on social media. And I can do all these other things. But when you go down these rabbit holes, what people don't tell you and what's hard to figure out is that I could spend, for example, like the other day, I spent 3 hours just editing clips of just, home run calls from 2 weeks ago. And then I'm like, well, at the end of the day, I'll post some of it on social media, but you can just spend so much time being so zoned in on just one thing, and you have to remember to zone yourself out. And it's so easy to just go down all those rabbit holes, even if it's just promoting your stuff and just emailing people and posting on social media. You could spend so much time just doing that. And at the end of the day, what's more important to me? Studying for my game that I'm about to call or promoting my stuff? Because while, yes, there's a balance, you gotta make sure that you attack things level-headed, because guess what? Your viewers don't care if you spent 6 hours trying to, download some more sound effects and make your visuals better. You got to be able to portion yourself out, and you got to think to yourself what's important. So.
Yep. Again, very well said, man. Very well said. If you guys want to listen to this on Spotify, we are on Spotify, Hardcore Sports Network Podcast. Make sure
take us on the go with you.
Yeah, there you go. Make sure you hit that follow button and hit the rating. Give us a 5-star rating. And subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network if you haven't already. We got a big week coming up, so stay tuned for football season, guys. That's all I gotta say. We got teams.
I'm ready for football season.
We got content creators from different teams going live for their games as well. So we got Blaze with the Red Zone. We got the Sunday morning show, which is the best show on the network, in my opinion, every Sunday morning at 10. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Subscribe to him. Subscribe to the Hardcore Sports.
I just started making my spotting charts for football. Just started doing that. I have to work a little bit more on it. But see, I'm at the point too, where I know that the Olympics are starting, and so I started doing a little bit of research on that, and I've been watching a little bit of the exhibition games for the basketball side of stuff, and I've been watching a little bit of tennis too. So.
Oh, stay tuned for that, guys. You don't want to miss that. But without further ado, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell to the Hardcore Sports Network, play-by-play with JJ. Subscribe to me if you want to. You don't have to. But with that being said, catch you all later, and peace.